This is my potter's journal. Nothing happened in the studio this week. I don't know what to say. I don't know how to turn my luck around for my potter's journal, Friday, January 13th. I guess I could do a video just on stamping and or signing your work. I have very strong opinions on that. The stamp is something I do believe in, and I've used it since the 80s, but I've also done the signature too. I believe in both, and I don't see why not to do both. Got the year started well last week with these little things, 115 of them, but somehow that is not enough. I need to get this week going. How do I find inspiration? I'm going to look behind me on the shelf, where that's exactly why I have pots there. And I like putting the signature into these a little bit better than the bone dry. And it's all here right behind the wheel, work of others and pieces of my own. Even from my past life as a potter. We're going to go back here and pull this out for today. So these are mine. 1985. There was something about this group that I don't know what it is, the color and the glaze. I think what it is before I got my own kilns, I did one firing in someone's gas kiln, and that's part of what instilled the magic that somehow is not showing up in the same glazes here. Now, the slip could have changed. Not that this isn't special, okay, a handled double jar. But also these, there's something about the way they're thrown compared to the pie plates I do now. The throw rings, the throw marks, but I'm looking at the bottom. I've this little bit of not a foot, but the little lines around there that suggest a foot is something I like, and I continue that today. And this ties in beautifully with a book I just finished reading. I'll review in this January's 3rd Thursday book review. I've now finally got a second page drawn in my journal. And I can't cry over not being able to repeat the glaze that I have there. I'm going to do it not in earthenware, but the more sturdy stoneware that I'm doing now. I'm happy with this glaze combination too. And look at it there. There is that same impression of a foot that I was doing years ago. Let's see what's going on in the studio today. Okay, 2 pounds of clay. You know what? Something's not right here. Okay, this is going to be a set of 5 in different sizes. Hopefully I'll get a stack of 3 that make a set. But there's supposed to be more distinction. This is not right. There's a treadle wheel out there. If I can get it unburied. And here we go, my treadle wheel. It'll be like an archaeological dig going down through the layers of the year's work. Christmas and floral picks and berries, a whole box of them there, about 3/4 filled. The sign for selling wreaths. At one time, I moved the greens in here to make bundles when it was too cold outside. There's some firewood starters, some bark. I guess then we get down to some buckets. Maybe I was doing some clay here at one time. There is the head of the treadle wheel and one pot that needs a little fix somewhere, a chip there. I want to chip off and put some glaze on, refire. Needles, the last of the berries. Who knows what else we'll find under there. Okay, in another corner of the studio where the same thing happened. Who knows what we'll find under there? Well, look at this. Somewhere in the archaeological dig, unfortunately, there was a beautiful plate made, but it got caught up in an avalanche. And, sadly, Okay, is on its way to be recycled. I never thought I would see this wheel cleaned off again. And, okay. Never thought I'd see this wheel cleaned off again. And had no idea this morning I would even make anything, get anything made this week. Before I put the book aside on the English country pottery, I wanted to go through it and say, here's a few forms I want to do. Okay, before I move on to something else. And the pieces also. Okay, when I did these first pieces, years ago, my influence was the Pennsylvania redware. But then, been surprised to see first the similarities, and then discovering that the pieces, first imported to this country and then started to be made here. So that's why the similarities. And also in Seagrove last fall at Westmore Pottery, and finding out about the Moravian pottery in the area. Difference there is most of their pieces were thrown. Most of the Pennsylvania pieces were drape molded or slump molded. Okay, this is self-declared pie plate channel. Seems like other channels, potters are endlessly making mugs. I wish I was. That would mean that I was selling them. But this is, once upon a time would have been a bowl in a simple home used for everything, for cooking, baking, and serving, and eating out of. And maybe one bowl would have done the whole family. So did I trick you into watching me make another pie plate? And now here's where it gets tricky. I want to leave the throw marks. I don't want to take too much away from it. I want to keep it simple. That's what in my visit to Westmore, Mary Farrell actually said that you can get too tight. On the one behind me, I did trim it, which I like the variation in the texture of the clay from where it was thrown and where it was trimmed. Sometimes showing up on raw clay and sometimes showing through the glaze. But that's why I don't want to trim these. So I'm getting under there and cleaning that up. But I do want to leave some of the throw marks. And I believe on this old piece that I actually did give it a round shape on the inside with a rib, and then left the throw marks on the outside. Okay, so I'm going to make these in a number of sizes, and then hopefully, without using calipers, stack them up so that I will get a series of a group of 3 to use in my own kitchen in the stoneware. Okay, more durable as opposed to the earthenware. And I am not ready yet to pour slip into a bowl and pour it out. But I'm starting to think maybe it is time to try that too. Okay, no, this is going fast enough with the brush. And the designs in the English Country Pottery book, very different. The squiggles probably from the ones in the Pennsylvania squiggles, and in the Moravian, North Carolina stuff, more trailing than the combed through squiggles. And then the squiggles different again from Cardew pottery, which may be what I try to take influence from in these pieces today. Okay, I think this is a bad idea to hold the camera while doing this, but we will try it anyway. Thanks for watching. Otherwise, I've got nothing done this week. So this is something that's been on my mind, and okay, before I put this aside, there is one more thing I want to do. It is the pension in a big size, so stop back and see what happens in the studio next week.